Hello and welcome to the Critically Curious. I'm a monk, and today we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlords. And in this video we are on episode 29 now, which is kind of awesome. I believe this is the longest playthrough we have ever done, so a big hooray to everyone that has supported us throughout this playthrough. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget, any interaction is greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed yet, think about doing so. I think we're going to go for one-handed swords here. Now, we actually have a one-handed sword that we crafted. It's a one-handed / two-handed sword, but we've been getting an incredible amount of one-handed kills with it. So I figured just to pop the extra focal point into one-handed swords, that way we can continue, I could not say continue, that way we could continue getting points on it and leveling it up. Just seems to be the way our playthrough went. Obviously we went very heavily with one-handed swords at the beginning of our playthrough because obviously we were doing a lot of tournaments. That's still something I would like to do, be the champion of the entire continent. But hey ho, maybe we'll get there one day. For right now, however, we are focused on trying to stay alive. We have just become a kingdom, and a part of becoming a kingdom, especially in the early stages, is about trying to survive that initial few days as a solo kingdom. Everyone and their mother wants to attack us. We've had to pay out quite heavily for a few different peace deals. We've been managing our influence pretty well. As you can see, we're just under 500 influence right now. We will eventually be looking to turn one of our companions into a clan of their own. We're not there just yet. Let's see, 300 versus almost 100. I think we've got this in the bag. A little sim, and we're good. We did lose 4 people on that sim. I don't mind simming, but you do end up losing a few extras. So yeah, so we're just kind of managing our influence at the moment, managing our kingdom, trying to stay alive. We're at war with Sturgia. I think we're winning the war with Sturgia. Anyone that's been paying attention to the last couple of episodes, Sturgia are kind of in our pocket. Whether we can wipe them out or not is another matter. However, I do feel quite confident at being war of them, and I feel quite confident because I believe we can farm influence off them, which for us is going to be a big thing. There's a number of policies that I would really like to enact. There is a couple of companions that I would like to turn into their own clans. And of course, we're going to need that extra influence to make peace, probably with the Western Empire sooner than later. And so, yeah, influence is something we're going to need a lot of. So farming Sturgia for influence could be something that we can do pretty well. Now, I'm just going to donate some extra food to my town. As you can see, because we are at war, it means that our villages are being raided quite a lot. Because the villages are being raided, it means the caravans aren't delivering food to my city. We've got no food coming in. So I'm going to donate some food to them just to help tie them over, because if your town starts starving, then you're going to have some real issues when it comes to loyalty. If loyalty gets too low, of course, then you've got the whole issue of your town rebelling, which you absolutely don't want. There are a few things you can do in order to get your loyalty up, however, and that's primarily things within the policies. There are a few different perks for that as well. Absolutely something to look out for and to keep an eye on. As you can see with our town there, our loyalty wasn't particularly high, so that's definitely something we need to look at. Now, we do have the 500 influence needed to turn a companion into a clan member. However, I would like 100 influence cushion, because that's how much it costs to, of course, get that peace agreement if needed. And I would like to have that option in the bag ready and waiting. Because money for us isn't necessarily something we're stressing or worrying about. We have done a lot when it comes to smithing, and so we are at the stage now where we can effectively print money. Nice little win. He really had no chance. He had 30 troops. I could have just run in there with my own sword and taken him out. Did get some more troops though. It's a shame we can't recruit them all. Trying to build up troops and manage that right now while we're at war, again, is something we should keep an eye on. I believe we've got three other party members that we could hand troops off to, but none of them are with us right now. We did disband our army in the last episode, and you know what? It's worked really well because we've got money. Our clan has money. It means that our parties are able to hire troops. And of course, they're putting out, they haven't got huge march sizes. I believe my brother has the biggest next march size at around 200. But they're able to actually field, those troops. So Sturgia at the moment, look at Sturgia. They have an army, bless them. 157 troops in their army. They really don't have the money, the finances to keep waging this war. I believe they're not just at war against me, so they're at war with other people. They have so many clans, not enough towns and cities. They're all poor, which means they really cannot afford to keep this war going, which is absolutely fantastic for us. Because it means I no longer have to be in an army. And my people can roam around, do whatever the hell they need to do, look after my kingdom, and we're able to farm and farm and farm. This is actually quite a nice war. It's turning out pretty lovely. And because we outnumber them 2-1 right now, I think a little bit of a charge all. Maybe we might do a few tactics, but we'll see. I think we've got this battle in the bag, though. The one thing I don't want to happen again is, if you watched, I believe it was in the last episode, where we had the enemy troops spawn behind us. I'm so glad we saved our troops then. That was not fun. Definitely need to keep an eye on that over the next few episodes as we get into this war and hopefully beat back Sturgia. I would quite like to, whether it's in this episode or the next episode, I would quite like to actually recruit a few of the clans in Sturgia, because they are one of the smallest kingdoms. And we actually, when it talk about comparable in size, we actually have more land than Sturgia. And we certainly have enough money to, tempt people. We may not have good relationships with them, so we are going to have to pay. So I think recruiting a few of their clans could be something we do well. And of course, because we don't have a good relationship with them, it is probably going to cost us a pretty penny. But hey, not much we can do about that right now. There we go. We got some more renown, which is what we need to level up to that tier 5. We're still only a clan tier level 4. And we did get a nice bit of influence then too. And yeah, that's right. You saw me actually let those lords go. Increased my relationship with them a little bit. Is it going to help in the long run? I don't know. Depends how long this war goes, I guess. I believe from now on, because we actually have a good amount of money, I'm not going to need to take the enemy lords prisoners. So whether it's against Sturgia or against Valandia, for instance, or the Western Empire, whoever we go to war with, giving them back their lords is going to be a really good way for us to pump up our relationship with these lords, because that's not something we focused on at the beginning of our playthrough. Obviously, we're in coming up to episode 30 now, so we have spent a long time in this playthrough, but building relationships with other lords isn't something we have spent any time doing whatsoever. So when it comes to recruiting other clans, it's really going to cost us a little bit of money, so I may need to start printing swords relatively soon. All the prisoners. No, it's a shame we don't have more points in roguery, or more points in the necessary attribute, because we really could get some really good easy points in roguery by keep selling those prisoners off. It's actually one of the, I feel like it's one of the easiest stats to level up, to be fair, because it's just something you're doing passively throughout the game. It's a shame roguery really doesn't have, I done a video a while ago about the best attributes to, and the, you know, skills to kind of focus on, and roguery unfortunately just fell a little bit short. She did not like that. Just want to check. I don't think they do. I know that in Warband, yeah, no, she's still there. I know that in Warband that if you've done stuff that your party members didn't necessarily agree with, that they would quite often more than not leave. Also, so if you hired certain people, your companions would have a problem with that and then end up leading. I really liked that part. Warband had some really interesting features that just don't feature, unfortunately, within Bannerlords. I feel like it's a bit of a shame. For anyone that hasn't played Warband is, it was before Bannerlords, and in my opinion, in a few different ways, it's better than Bannerlords. Bannerlords, don't get me wrong, is a massive upgrade, but it had some really interesting features that I wish was in this game. Like right to rule. Anyone that's played Warband, there's no right to rule. It was a pain in the butt, but I absolutely loved it. Kind of wish it was in this one as well. I am trying my best to attack all of these lords at the same time. If they just all banded together, they'd probably be able to make up a half-decent army. They're so annoying. I can't catch them. I'm too slow. I need to possibly invest in buying some horses for my 300 troops. It's something I don't think I've kept up with, despite my march size growing. I don't think I've kept up with the number of horses. So someone please remind me to buy some more horses. That way I'm actually a little bit faster. We're not going to catch anyone. Ah, so annoying. I want to terrorize them, but I can't terrorize them if I can't catch them. Ah, see, there we go. There's a little number there. How many troops have we got? Let's have a look. 216. See, that's not too bad. We do outnumber them, and we probably got better troops than them. But you know what? That's not a bad fight, is it? Gladly take that. Oh, it is pitch black. I can't see anything. That's not fun. Well, hopefully my troops can see a damn sight better than me, because I can't see anything. But don't forget, guys, we do actually have an active and growing Discord as well. We've got many people in there that play Bannerlords now. So if you happen to be playing your playthrough at the moment, maybe you're stuck on something, maybe you just want to share an achievement, the link for the Discord is down in the description. Feel free to hit it, join the server, and come and say hi. We've got loads of people always chatting in the Bannerlord section, and it'd be nice to have more and more faces in there. I say faces, not as if I can actually see you guys. But yeah, no, it'd be nice to see more people in the Discord. I cannot see anything at all. I also hate fighting in the villages. They're so annoying. I don't mind fighting against the villagers. If I could get to them, they die so easy. They're a really good way to level up my one-handed sword. But, yeah, I cannot see anything right now. Well, apparently our troops can see a hell of a lot better than us because they are absolutely destroying the enemy line now. Look at that wall of green. That is a pretty sight. Maybe now and again we are getting a death, but I'd say that's a pretty good win in our favour. We have a sea of troops behind us right now. I think we've about I think we've about won this battle. I have no idea how I managed to hop over that cliff and not take any damage at all. Two people died from our troops. That's pretty cool. We had 17 wounded though. Let's give them away. You can go too. We don't need you. No, we don't need you. Or you. Or you. There's 145 prisoners. Let's do all of these upgrades. We have a hell of a lot of upgrades to do right now. Having the best leveled troops we can is definitely a good idea. Good and level troops, they don't like dying. Hey, the Thanes, those guys are brutes. Probably my favourite troop of this playthrough, at least. Definitely a few more troops I need to focus on getting when we get a little bit more time, once our kingdom is settled and I feel like it can stand on its own 2 feet. We're currently over our troop limit by 3. There we go. That was a good little battle. Let's pop back because we are full of prisoners, so we need to offload them. We have a few injuries as well, but luckily we have got an amazing surgeon, so he's going to heal them up in no time. I actually need to spend some time in one of my cities because I have recently got married and I have yet to have a baby, which is a slight problem, but it's something that we can fix. Now, as we have so much influence, let's see, we are quite a while off clan tier 5, unfortunately. But we do have a huge ton of influence. I think it would be a good idea to finally upgrade one of our companions into his very own clan. But before we do that, I would like him looking a little bit prettier than he actually is. So let's kit him out with some gear. I need to get him a horse first. Given the best gear we've actually got available. To be fair, I do need to go ahead and get myself some better gear too. I've had the same gear on for a very, very long time now. Haven't really gotten much else in battle as yet, so I may need to go around and actually buy some decent armor from the shop. Still such a shame that you can't actually smith your own armor, your own shield. I think that'd be so cool. Maybe just your own helmet. Nice little cloak. And of course he needs a helmet. There we go. He doesn't look amazing, but he looks a little bit better. And to be fair, he looks a lot better. Looks like he's got some bow skills. Let's give him a bow. And he's going to need some arrows as well. Where are the arrows? There they are. And let's give him one of my two-handed swords. There we go. That's a decent sword. And now we just need to find a horse. And of course he's going to need a saddle to ride that thing as well. And there we go. You look like a lord already, my friend. We need to empty our inventory. We have far too many goods. And there we go. Sorted and sorted. So now we have upgraded him. It's going to be time to properly upgrade him and gift him his very own castle. Also means we have an extra companion slot open, so we'll be able to hire someone brand new too. Now remember guys, to turn any companion into their very own lord, you don't need too much, but it is also quite a high price. You're going to need 500 influence for one. That's something we've been waiting for. You're going to need 20,000 dinars as well. Not only that, but you're also going to have to give up one of your very own castles. I mean, you can actually give up a town to it, but I would recommend doing a castle instead. No matter which way you look at it, it is quite a steep price to create a clan in this game. However, if you have the stuff spare, it really isn't too much of an issue. For me, I don't really like castles too much either. I don't think I get enough return for my buck, and I prefer towns. So if I get a load of castles, like I happened to get when I was a vassal under the last kingdom I served under, for me, they're there to give away. I get to, get relation with whoever I give them to, and of course this way I'm actually creating an extra clan, so that's an extra party member that can join my army, and it's going to be an extra 100 plus troops roaming around defending my kingdom. One thing I would say is that it does take them a long time to build up. They are going to be a basic tier clan, and for them to build up to tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, etc., it's going to take a very, very long time. And if they're constantly doing what they're doing, if they just roam around, if they're constantly being prisoners, for instance, losing battles because they don't necessarily have the largest march sizes, it's going to take them a long time. Imagine how long it's taken me right now in this playthrough to end up being clan tier level 4 and working towards clan tier level 5. It takes them time too, so they work with the same mechanics that everyone else in the game does. However, we have just created ourselves a brand new clan, and we have gone from a 1 clan kingdom to a 2 clan kingdom. Effectively and doubling our size. I'm quite happy with that. I didn't know what to call the clan. I kind of forgot that I had to create a name anyway. So if you want to see me change the name to something else, let me know down in the comments. I called it Toon Clan. It is what it is. But yeah, if you got something better, let me know. I'd quite like to go through like the Sith. I love Star Wars. So, you know, calling under a Sith clan or something like that, Clan of the Sith. Maybe I'd quite like that. Anyway, let's go and bug Sturgia a little bit more. I'm really happy we've just made ourselves an extra clan there. I think in the next episode, it's going to be time for us to recruit actual lords rather than make our own lords. That being said, the next time we get an extra 500 influence free and spare, I wouldn't be surprised if I turn another companion into a lord again. Because we do have spare castles. In fact, we have 3 more spare castles, I believe. How many troops? That's a little bit better. 234. I'm absolutely up for this. I feel like we're gonna risk it for a biscuit. We've got an extra 50 influence. That's not too bad. 30 renown as well. I quite like that. Getting a bit brave with the old simulating battles. When it comes to simulating battles, having high tactics is a really, really good idea. It will definitely help you guys out. Obviously, having that surgeon as well, that will also very much help. I know when I very first started this game, I would simulate all my battles. As long as you outnumbered the enemy, there was a very, very good chance that you would win. And honestly, I sucked at combat when I very first started this game. So simulating those battles was something I'd done very, very often. Now, one problem about having a close fight like that is you do get a lot of wounded. Half of our army right now is wounded, which isn't very cool. Surprisingly, though, even running around with 150 troops, we still outmatch anything Sturgia can put together right now. So that's kind of cool. Nice and nice, easy win when it comes to this war. I'm surprised they haven't offered truce, if I'm honest. We've been wrecking them lately. They've had some big losses, but yeah, like I said, I'm surprised they haven't attempted to pay us. Hire all the troops we can get. There we go. We're back up to full service. 282 troops. And I guess now we will try and clear out our infantry a little bit. Our shop doesn't have too much money in it, but hey, is what it is. It's a little bit, and we've got a completely messed up infantry here. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this episode about here because it's going to take me a while to clear out all of this. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I'm quite happy we managed to get ourselves our own clan made. I'm gonna be looking to do that again in future, and in the next episode we're gonna focus on actually recruiting enemy lords to our kingdoms. I feel like Sturgia have a lot of clans and not enough land to keep them happy. So I feel like that's a really good area for us where we're actually going to be able to get a couple to go onto our team, even mid-war. That is something you can do mid-war, which not a lot of people knew. People think that you have to be, you know, in a neutral situation with a clan, but you can do it during war. So that's going to be for the next episode. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, guys. I will see you in episode 30 next week. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.